What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I've got some more r/entitled parents stories for you. Now guys, before we get into the stories, I just want to remind you that I do now have merch available. The hoodies, t-shirts and hats are on the screen now. It's really great quality and the link is in the pinned comments. So if you are a big fan and want to support the channel, I would massively appreciate you going and checking that out. Anyway, on to the stories, starting with this one. Entitled parent ignores my warnings about a book series for her daughter, then calls to scream about the series being inappropriate. Hi all, a friend of mine introduced me to these types of subreddits recently and I am hooked. It's a running joke among some of my co-workers and friends that I have a face that attracts the crazies. Entitled parents choosing beggars, for whatever reason they seem to flock to me. I have so many good stories that I can't wait to share with you guys. Well, let's get into one right now. I used to work at a large-scale bookstore. It was common for parents to come in and ask for recommendations for their children or nieces and nephews, and they usually were extremely grateful for the help. It was a slow night when in walks EP. Now, it's been about 2 years since this happened, and I can still clearly see her walking into the store and thinking to myself that it was going to be one of those interactions. Dark brown or black hair in the standard Karen do, shoulders set in pure entitlement and that expression of self-importance. You know the look, you're a retail worker and I make so much more than you, so I'm better than you look. Hey, anything I can help you find today? Yes, my daughter is into that Japanese cartoon thing and I want to get her reading more. She wants some of those books for her birthday. To those of you who might not know, the Japanese cartoon thing is called anime, and a lot of the time the show is based off of a comic-like book called manga. We had 2 sections for manga, one that had more mature 16+ series, and then one for younger kids that included series like Naruto, or Sailor Moon, Uran High School Host Club, etc. I took her over to the first one while asking how old her daughter was. She was 11, what sort of things she was into, usual kid stuff, and what the entitled parent was okay with her reading. It'll be fine. Usually I have an idea on what the kid might like, but the entitled parent was giving me nothing to work with. After some more prodding, the entitled parent rolls her eyes at me. Just give me whatever is popular with girls her age. Alright, I lead her away from the 16+ section towards the kids section when something catches EP's eye. I thought you said that there was nothing in this section for my daughter. I turn and see she is holding up the first volume of Puella Magic Madoka Magica. The art style is deceiving with that series. It's drawn super cutesy and all the girls look really young and innocent. It looks like your typical magical girl series where the girls dance around and fight baddies with their powers. For the first bit, it is like that, until it's not. It's classified as a psychological thriller and dark fantasy, and oh boy is it ever. I watched the anime and let me tell you, the story effed me up for a bit. Definitely not something an 11-year-old girl should be reading. Oh, that series looks cute, but it's actually pretty graphic and deals with mature subjects. Not sure it would be something an 11-year-old could handle. The entitled parent begins flipping through the book. Manga is set up differently than your average book. It's basically backwards. So what EP thought was the end of the first volume was actually just the beginning. You obviously don't know what you're talking about. It looks fine. No, I've watched the series. The beginning is purposely like that. There's a lot of messed up things in the series that I don't think would be suitable for a girl your daughter's age. We're allowed to say this to customers, by the way. Usually when we tell parents about the contents in a book, they either thank us for letting them know and not get the book, or they say that they're fine with their kids reading it. Got another story like that about Stephen King and a 7-year-old. Why are you trying to stop me from buying this? Books are going out of business. No, they aren't, but okay, lady. And you need my sales. Now, I just want to interrupt here on that point. Now, I thought the same as this entitled parent. I thought books were going down in sales. So I was speaking with my dad about this, and he's massively into books, and he told me that actually books are going up in sales, which surprises me in this technology-driven world, but yeah, I guess this entitled parent is as wrong as I am. Look, I'm not trying to stop you from buying anything. I was taking you over to where there was manga that was more suitable for your daughter's age. No, you're trying to stop me from buying. Can I speak to someone else who actually knows what they're talking about? Jokes on that entitled parent. I was the only one working that evening who knew anything about manga or comic books. But my break was coming up and I really didn't want to fight her on this. Mom, I'm just saying that the series gets dark. If you're okay with your daughter reading that, then you can buy it. I'm just doing my job letting you know that it isn't as innocent as it looks. Oh my god, this is all just kid stuff anyway. Mature adults don't read this type of rubbish. The look she gave me made it clear that what she said was a personal jab at me. I was 26 during this incident, and while I might look young, I do look to be out of my teens. This biznatch had the nerve to look down her nose at me for trying to help her with her daughter's present, and then says that? Oh heck no, I felt the malicious compliance start to bubble within. If you're okay with her reading it, then I'm not stopping you from buying it, if that's what you think she'll like. The entitled parent huffs and then proceeds to buy the entire series for her daughter. I'm free from her and go up on my break, telling my boss about the entitled parent. We laugh about it. I finish my shift and go home. My next shift, my boss finds me and tells me that the next day they got a call from the EP, screaming at the poor person who answered the phone that her precious baby began crying when her favorite character died in an extremely violent way, and that it was that stupid girl working who convinced the entitled parent, telling her that the series was perfectly fine for her 11-year-old daughter. My boss told the lady that she can return the books if she wants, but reminds her that I had tried many times to say it wasn't appropriate for her daughter. The entitled parent gets all huffy, says that she will tell everyone she knows how horrible we are and that she will make an already dying store dead. My boss and I had a good laugh and went down to help the cashiers as the line was wrapping around the store. Well, that was actually one of my favorite stories I think I've ever read. I really enjoyed that one. To be honest, entitled parent stories with a little bit of malicious compliance, I really can't get enough of them. Anyway, moving on to our second story. My XXXXL mother thought she could fit into my medium shirt. So, I grew up being underweight, 162 centimeters tall, 50 kilograms. Then I went to America for 12 months. I came home with 15 extra kilograms weight gained, and it was super traumatizing. The first thing my adopted mum said when she saw me, "Oh my god, you're a giant now!" While she had her quadruple XL body squeezed in a 2XL top, and some pants that showed the line of her underwear. "You've gotta lose weight, maybe be pretty like your cousin." I still remember this because I had just got back home, and she, instead of welcoming me, made comments about my weight, my face, and everything. Anyways, a few months later, I managed to lose 5 kilograms, but I was never big when I gained weight either. However, my adopted mum would fit me into these quadruple XL clothes, so I felt like I was too big for an M clothing. But that's not what my adopted mum saw. She thought that I was the same size as her, so she'd keep donating her ginormous clothes to me. Then I found this one shirt that she previously owned. It's a brown top with satin fabric. The buttons are aligned perfectly. Its shape is for professional social gatherings. However, it was a medium size, so I didn't know if I could fit into it at all. I thought I was as big as those people on my 600 pounds life. I tried it fitted, I looked great for once. I looked like a normal human being and not a drug dealer wannabe with the clothes I'd been wearing. My adopted mum saw me wearing it but didn't say anything. She just looked at me and then walked away. I asked if I could keep it and she nodded. A couple weeks passed by and I was on a trip with my current partner. I got back home to get ready for the new semester at the university, then I saw that shirt. Grandma, what happened to this? Oh, I don't know, kiddo. Looks broken though. It is broken. The buttons are missing and the underarm sleeves are kaput. At least it was washed. I don't think the washing machine could have done that either. Ask your mother. So I took the shirt and asked my mother, "What is it now?" The shirt is ruined. Wear it properly next time then. I was gone for weeks and didn't take it with me. Well, it is only you who wears that shirt. I doubt it, so I asked her if she still wanted it. Obviously it didn't fit me. What do you mean? It's broken, can't you see? Yeah, and I'm wondering why it's broken. It didn't fit me, duh. Wait, so you wore it? Then she went quiet. Obviously I wore it because we're the same size. You're even bigger. So it should fit me if it fit your quadruple XL body. I went quiet. I looked at her and just facepalm really. I mean, how is a medium going to fit a triple XL body? This was the first time I actually noticed how effing delusional my adopted mother was and is. The top got wrecked by her and she was pretty flabbergasted as to how it was destroyed when she wore it. F my life. That top could never be replaced. It was the one piece of clothing that made me look like a human being. Well, it sounds to me like your mum has something mentally wrong with her and she's projecting that out to you. Almost like she's got body dysmorphia, but the opposite. Or maybe she's just seriously jealous because she knows in her heart of hearts that you are much skinnier than her. And she probably hates the fact that you are. I don't know, she's got some issues. I guess the least I can say is I'm sorry about your top. Moving on to our final story, EM. Only mum should be allowed to take Halloween off. Some context. My job allows you to request time off a month in advance. They always push you to ask further out so they have more time to find coverage. Days requested are first come, first served. We are required to work all holidays except Thanksgiving and Christmas. Other holidays are usually requested way earlier in the year, so later requests are denied. Holidays are usually requested at least 6 months in advance. A few of my co-workers were all discussing their Halloween plans with their children today. They were complaining about not being able to take their children out because they've been scheduled to work in the evening and had been denied their request. The conversation took a turn I should have expected, but I was surprised regardless. One of the women was significantly more upset than the others and told the group, "I requested Halloween off 2 months ago and they didn't give it to me. I was going to take my kids to a pumpkin patch. They gave the day off to Mike and he doesn't even effing have kids. He's gonna go and get drunk while my kids cry at home. Only mums here should be allowed to have Halloween off. We have kids to take out." All of these women agreed very loudly and kept ranting with her about other holidays and how it's wrong not to prioritize women with children over people who just want to party. The most ironic part of this is that I've heard the main woman brag about how she only likes being a mum on holidays because she gets the days off. Then she's annoyed because she doesn't get Halloween off. And I have a hunch that it's nothing to do with her kids. I guess you don't get to enjoy holidays if you don't have children. Yeah, last time I checked, having children is not a prerequisite to get the holiday off you want. If someone who doesn't have children wants holiday, they are just as entitled to it as you. Anyway, that is going to be the end of this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, click the video on screen right now for some more Entitled Parents. Also, if you are still watching to this point right now, I know you must be a pretty big fan of the channel and I massively appreciate that. So comment the words Diet Coke down below so I know who my real fans are. With that being said, thanks for watching and I'll see you all tomorrow with some more Reddit content.